Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today I'm going to be doing a review of the Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Alpha Bravo. So this is a deluxe helicopter transformer and it looks pretty cool. It obviously is the kind of new entry to the aerial bots. I really like that they are actually bringing in a helicopter into this, so it just makes it a bit more diverse so that they're not all planes. Some people may like it, some people don't. I guess I would prefer the classic kind of ones, but this isn't a classic Superion, this is the kind of modern IDW version of it, so I really do like that they have changed it up a little bit. So as for the box, these things look absolutely fantastic. I really like the new design, how it's just, the box is just a little shorter at the top there, and it clearly states that it's Combiner Wars. On the side it says 4 of 5, and it shows you that it makes the Superion there. I like how the box is slanted like this, so that it saves a little bit of room in the packaging and stuff. Really like these boxes. So on the back it shows you the rest of this wave. So I'll be doing all of these Combiner Wars waves. I really do like these lines of figures, so I will be getting through everyone. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe, then you'll be notified when all these videos go up, so make sure you do that. I have already got the review up for Firefly. If you want to check that out, the link will be in the description. So yeah, it just shows you them making Superion, and it's Airborne Special Ops, so this guy is probably like some kind of like a Spec Ops rescue kind of helicopter or something or whatever, so that's pretty cool. So let's get this thing open and see what it's like. So first up, out of the box, we have the collector card. So this was the one that we got for Firefly, and now then we've got the Alpha Bravo one. I really like the style of artwork on them. They're about credit card thickness, but they're made out of cardboard, so they're slightly flexible and whatnot. But yeah, very nice. Like I said before, I think that it would be nice if on the actual backing of the card they did put some tech specs on here, just so that you can play with them more of a trading card just as is, because then I think it would make them a little bit more collectible and a bit more usable as well. But very nice nonetheless. And here is Alpha Bravo in the vehicle mode. Now this is an awesome helicopter. It does seem quite long for a helicopter and whatnot, but if it's some kind of Spec Ops rescue helicopter that carries giant rockets on it like this and some kind of Cybertronian thing, then it's going to be a bit out of shape, isn't it? But this thing looks pretty fantastic, I have to say. We don't get many helicopter transformers, but this really pulls it off for me. I think that this is absolutely fantastic from every angle. As a quick size comparison, here is Firefly, so pretty much same length-ish. It's a little bit longer, as you can see there, but putting them side by side there, a little bit longer and stuff, but still pretty good size compared to one another, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, obviously the rotors spin very well. We've got the nice rockets on the side here. Let's have a look at the close-up detail. We got a few molded in windows and stuff. The whole kind of cockpit area looks really nice. I love the kind of sharp angular design at the front. It looks kind of stealthy. Yeah, very cool. Kind of reminds me of the US president's kind of choppers. You know how they're white and well blue and white and stuff. I think it kind of reminds me of those. And yeah, really nice Autobot logo on the back here. Very cool. Underneath, you can't really see any robot kibble or anything, unlike the planes where you can basically see an entire robot underneath. With this guy, you can only see that you've got arms on the side there, really. I mean, that doesn't really point out as a chest or anything. It just works, and it just looks really good. Helicopter transformers usually, they don't really fit quite seamlessly as this thing does, but this is very sleek and very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the leg first. So the accessory that it comes with is this kind of foot thing, and it also comes with a gun, which you can't really put anywhere on this thing unless you put it under the hand like so, or under the chopper like this or something. I don't know. I mean, this one kind of works if you put it underneath, like it's carrying some kind of guns, and then could like land on it. You could use it as like a kind of something to rest on, like a stand. But yeah, so it's a nice little thing, nice little touch. We'll look at the accessories in a bit more detail later on. But and also one thing I want to show you as we're getting into the leg mode as well. I've got to put this up anyway, but you can store it like that, so it looks like you've got like a parked helicopter. So I like that you can do that. So this accessory, it is the hand and the foot. So in this format, as it comes, it's ready to go as a foot. So to make this a foot, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this to the side, and then we're going to bring this up and fold it over, and then it just tabs back in right there. You can then fold the head around so that you've got this pointing up, and you can turn the head around, whatever, but it doesn't really matter that much right now. Just going to put this back around so that they sit up like so. The front end we're going to untab and lift up. There's not really anywhere that you can get your nail under it. And pull up, there we go. There's one. There is the other, there we go. And then the cockpit comes apart like so. Rotate it around on the ball joint and put it up, which reveals the little hole there. You simply plug this in, and that is the foot. There you go. And then you've got your knee joint here and stuff. So that is the foot for Alpha Bravo. To get into robot mode from here, it's not really much to do. All we have to do is unpeg the arms right here so that they come back out. We can obviously flip the head back up, and then we can rotate it around so it's facing forwards. We're going to actually split this section here, so this comes apart. We're going to rotate this up. I'll just open these just so that they don't get bent. And then that comes off. It's pegged in right here to the body, so we've got to unpeg it. There's one, and there's the other. And then they extend down, and then just like Firefly did, it's got the tabs that stick out that these then go into. So get those in, and then you can obviously spread the legs apart. And then what we're going to do is rotate at the waist so that it's front. So it just looks like so. And that is pretty much robot mode sorted. You can just then obviously bring this back down if you want. You can keep it up. You can do whatever you want with it. You can just fold these up and have it sitting up like that. You can really do whatever you want with that. I mean, this, you can have it folded across like so, or you can leave it back if you want it like so. It doesn't really matter too much. But essentially, that is Alpha Bravo in his robot mode. And then you can hold this as a cannon if you want. But the main gun is this thing right over here. So on the one side, it's a bit hollow and empty. And then on the other side, we've got a bit more detail here. We've got like some large bullets right there, and a pretty cool looking gun, I have to say. And then that fits in his hand very easily. Very good size for him. I like that a lot. And he also has the rockets on his arms still, obviously, so you can get some good poses with those. I really like the orange colour on here. It does kind of give it a kind of rescue helicopter vibe. Very nice Autobot symbol there. The head sculpt is really, really nice. I like what they've done with that blue visor. Very, very cool head sculpt. Really like that. And yeah, I mean, I wish that these kind of clipped into something. I mean, I guess you can kind of push them in there, but they can kind of wobble around on you. I do wish that there was a bit more of a kind of secure place to put them. On display it's fine, but if you're playing with it or something, it's going to keep on kind of rocking around, and I don't see any way that you could kind of like lock that anywhere. But apart from that, that's pretty much the only downside to it. He doesn't really look like he's got much of a backpack. I think it's kind of slim enough there, but it does kind of look a bit strange with these as they are. But yeah, for the most part, I think that this guy looks very, very good. As for articulation, he's got a ball-jointed head, so it can look up and left and right very well. The shoulders are on a ball joint, so they can go all the way out and a full 360 degrees. We have a ratcheted elbow, which is very nice, and we also have rotation at the elbow, so loads of articulation there. He has the waist joint, obviously, due to transformation. We have ball-jointed hips that come all the way out to the side, all the way forward, and then obviously back as long as that's not in the way. We have a rotation at the thigh. We have a knee joint, which you will have to move that up a little bit if you want to really utilise that much. and then nothing down in the feet, unless you want to class that as articulation in the toes, like if you could have him up and have him hovering there or something. So I think that overall the articulation and the design for this entire line, I mean, it's all very similar, and it's all very, very good. I really, really like these guys. You can get them into awesome poses. Yeah, really, really nice figures. As for a size comparison, he's exactly the same size as Firefly, and here he is next to the Deluxe Class IDW Megatron here, so yeah, exactly the same size as most modern Deluxe figures, so yeah, a very good size. When I first saw the pictures of these guys when they were announced, I thought that they were going to be Scout Class, so I thought, you know, a nice cheap little, you know, combiner wave, but the fact that they've made them Deluxes and actually given them Voyager bodies is absolutely fantastic. So, we've looked at the leg and we've looked at his transformation and everything, so let's turn this guy into an arm. Essentially, you plug the arms just into the side. What we're going to do is we're going to, well, keep the head that way, I guess you can, and then just put it in, and then that'll be there like so. And then all we're going to do is just plug the legs together, like that. There we go. And then we're going to rotate them round at the waist, like so. Oh, the ball joint kind of popped off there. The ball joints at the hips here, they can actually be a little loose. They're a little loose on my version, but not too bad on the other legs, so it must just be on mine, just that one leg. I don't really know. So then all we do is turn this into a hand, so you pull the fingers out here, and then this rotates down, thumb up. Actually, no, we're going to use that side for this arm, so then you just plug it in. You can, with this hole, get him to hold the gun if you wish, which looks okay. So yeah, and then that is the arm complete. So very, very simple, you know, from robot mode. All you have to do is plug the legs together, turn the waist around, make sure that the arms are in the side, and then you just put the fist in, and that's pretty much it. So I really like the simplicity of these things, but they do look very, very good. You know, both the leg and the arm modes of all of these guys are really solid transformations. They, you know, they're figures that feel really robust. I like that the plastic that they've been using and everything, you know, they don't feel like they're going to break at all or anything. They'll be great for kids, awesome for collectors to have another Superion and Menacer, and hopefully they do Devastator and other combiners. I would really love a Devastator in this kind of a line. That would be absolutely fantastic. But yes, that's pretty much it for this review. Overall, I really, really like these guys. You know, the posability, the transformation's awesome. Great prices, you know, just a normal deluxe price. Even just buying the figures on their own, you know, not for the Combiner Wars, just because you like the individual figures, I think that these guys are a very, very good purchase, and I really, really like this guy a lot more than I thought I would. I thought that this guy would be the figure in this wave that I don't like because of him not being a plane and not being a proper member of the aerial bots as we know them from the classic G1 guys, but I really do think that this is actually one of the better ones out of the aerial bots because he's different and because the helicopter mode just looks so awesome. So overall, this Transformer is very unique. We don't often get helicopter Transformers, and this one is very sleek and very nice. I love the colour scheme. I love that they've brought a helicopter into the whole, you know, aerial bots thing. It's really, really awesome. I really, really enjoy this thing. If you want to check out the rest of the wave and all future Combiner Wars Transformers, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and if you like the review, go ahead and click on that like button. If you want to check out more pictures from this guy and anything else from my collection, go ahead and check out Instagram and Twitter. It's Homerino123 on both. The link's also in the description for those. So thanks for watching, guys, and join me later on or tomorrow whenever I can get it up for the next Combiner Wars figure. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.